Ladies and gentlemen, life will test you. It will shake you. It will demand to know just how much you want the dream you say you want. The road to success is not a straight highway. It is full of detours, setbacks, and unexpected turns. But listen to me carefully. The vision, the dream, the goal, that must remain untouchable, unshakable, non-negotiable. Your goal is the destination, but the path, that's the flexible part. If one door slams in your face, kick open another. If the bridge collapses, swim across. If the plan fails, create a new plan, but never, ever let go of the dream. Too many people quit because they confuse a failed plan with a failed purpose. Just because one way didn't work doesn't mean the dream isn't for you. Sometimes the setback is simply life's way of redirecting you to a smarter, faster, or greater way. The champions you admire today are not the ones who never fell. They are the ones who refused to stay down. They knew their why was bigger than any how. They held on to their vision with stubborn faith, but they stayed flexible in the way they pursued it. So I ask you, what do you want bad enough to fight for, even if you must crawl for it? What goal are you willing to be stubborn about, no matter how many failures show up along the way? Remember this, your dream doesn't change, your method does. Stay stubborn about the destination. Stay flexible about the journey, because life rewards those who refuse to quit. Your vision is the anchor of your life. It is the picture of the future that burns in your heart even when no one else can see it. Without vision, people drift. They wander aimlessly, changing directions every time the wind blows. But when you have an unshakable vision, you become unmovable. You may bend, but you won't break. You may stumble, but you won't stay down. Because vision gives you purpose, and purpose gives you power. Every champion, every leader, every innovator began with a vision so strong that it pulled them through storms most people would have quit in. They didn't let circumstances define them. They let their vision guide them. Your vision must be so vivid, so real, that you can see it before it happens, taste it before it arrives, and celebrate it before it's born. That is what fuels perseverance when times get tough. An unshakable vision does not mean you won't face doubt. It means that when doubt comes knocking, your vision speaks louder. When people tell you it's impossible, your vision whispers, keep going. When failure shows up again and again, your vision says, this is not the end, this is part of the process. You need a vision that refuses to die, even when everything around you tells you to let go. But here's the truth, your vision will often be invisible to others. Friends may not understand it. Family may doubt it. Strangers may laugh at it. That's because your vision was not given to them. It was given to you. And if you wait for everyone to approve of your dream, you'll wait forever. Protect your vision. Nurture it. Guard it like a seed in the soil, because with time, that seed will grow into something undeniable. Your vision must also be bigger than comfort. If your vision doesn't stretch you, challenge you, and sometimes scare you, it's not big enough. An unshakable vision will push you beyond your limits. It will make you dig deeper, work harder, and believe stronger than you ever thought possible. That's why so many people quit, because they confuse comfort with calling. But your vision won't let you stay small. It will keep pulling you toward growth. Finally, an unshakable vision creates resilience. It gives you the courage to get up when you've been knocked down. It gives you the strength to keep running when your legs are tired. It keeps your eyes on the mountaintop even when you're stuck in the valley. That vision becomes your compass, your guide, and your reminder that the struggle is temporary, but the goal is permanent. Your strategy is not your destiny. It's just the path you choose to get there. Too many people confuse the plan with the purpose. They believe if the plan fails, the dream must not be for them. But the truth is, every plan is just one version of the journey. If one path doesn't work, you create another. Flexibility is not weakness. Flexibility is wisdom. It's the ability to adjust, to reinvent, to try again with a new approach while still keeping your eyes locked on the same destination. Think about it. The road to success is never a straight line. It's filled with dead ends, detours, and unexpected roadblocks. You might plan to go left, but life may force you to go right. You might prepare for smooth sailing, but storms will rise out of nowhere. If you are rigid, you'll break. If you are flexible, you'll bend and keep moving. Flexibility means you don't stop when one door shuts. You start looking for another door, another window, or another way through. The most successful people are not the ones who had perfect plans. They are the ones who had unbreakable determination, but adaptable methods. They experimented, they shifted, they innovated. They were willing to try something new, even when it meant stepping out of their comfort zone. Flexibility means you never get stuck in one way of thinking. It opens your mind to new opportunities that may lead you to success faster than you imagine. Flexibility also means humility. It means admitting when something is not working and being willing to change it. Pride has destroyed more dreams than failure ever has. Some people cling so tightly to a failing strategy that they drown with it. But when you are flexible, you have the courage to say, "This way isn't working. Let me try another." That is not giving up. That is leveling up. That is refusing to let one setback define your future. Every challenge you face is not a wall. It is a test to see if you can find another way through. When one method collapses, flexibility allows you to pivot instead of panic. It keeps your spirit alive. It keeps the fire burning. Flexibility says, "I may not win this way, but I will find a way to win." That mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones and failures into lessons that guide your next move. Flexibility is the secret weapon of dreamers who become doers. It allows you to adjust your sails when the wind changes direction. It gives you the power to navigate uncertainty without losing faith in your goal. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent with creativity, because while the goal is fixed, the path must always be fluid. Failure is not the end. It is feedback. It is life's way of saying, "Not this way, try another." Too many people treat failure like a full stop, when in reality, it is just a comma in the sentence of your journey. Failure doesn't mean you are unworthy. Failure doesn't mean your dream is impossible. It simply means that the plan you tried wasn't the right one. You are not your mistakes, and you are not your setbacks. You are stronger than both. Every great success story you've ever heard is built on a foundation of failures. The difference between those who make it and those who quit is not talent, it's interpretation. Quitters see failure as proof they can't do it. Winners see failure as proof they are learning how to do it. When you change the way you look at failure, failure changes what it means in your life. Instead of being a wall, it becomes a stepping stone. Failure is also the best teacher you will ever have. Books, courses, and mentors can guide you, but failure will give you lessons that nothing else can. It humbles you. It sharpens you. It reveals the weaknesses you need to strengthen and the blind spots you need to address. Without failure, there can be no growth, because growth comes from stretching beyond your comfort zone. And that stretch will never be smooth. Some people run from failure because they're afraid of embarrassment, judgment, or pain. But the truth is, failure is not permanent, it's temporary. Pain is not forever, it passes. The embarrassment you feel fades with time, but the wisdom failure leaves behind will serve you for a lifetime. If you let fear of failure control you, you'll never reach your potential. But if you embrace it, you'll realize that every no gets you closer to the yes you're waiting for. Failure also exposes the depth of your commitment. Anybody can be excited when things go smoothly. Anybody can celebrate when life plays fair. But failure asks, do you really want this? Do you want it enough to get up again and again and again? When you rise after failure, you prove not just to the world, but to yourself that you have the strength to keep fighting for your dream. When you reframe failure as part of the process, you stop fearing it and start leveraging it. You stop seeing it as the end of the road and begin treating it as a detour. Every failure carries a lesson, every setback carries a seed of growth, and every fall carries an opportunity to rise stronger than before. Persistence is power. Persistence is the fire that keeps burning when the excitement fades. Anybody can start with energy, but not everybody has the strength to keep going when the journey gets hard. Persistence is the difference between those who almost make it and those who actually do. It is the quiet force that pushes you forward when your body is tired, your mind is weary, and your emotions are screaming at you to quit. Every dream requires persistence because the road to success is paved with obstacles. There will be delays. There will be disappointments. There will be moments when nothing seems to be working. That's when persistence steps in and says, keep moving anyway. It doesn't care about how slow the progress is. It doesn't care about how many times you failed. Persistence says, if I keep showing up, if I keep pushing, I will break through. Persistence also separates the dreamers from the doers. Many people talk about what they want, but only a few are willing to stay in the game long enough to win. The ones who succeed are not always the most talented, the smartest, or the fastest. They are simply the ones who refuse to quit. They understand that success is not a single moment. It's a process of showing up again and again until the dream becomes reality. When you are persistent, you develop resilience. Every time you refuse to quit, you build strength. Every time you get back up after a setback, you grow tougher. That toughness becomes your armor, protecting you against discouragement and doubt. Persistence turns pain into power, rejection into redirection, and obstacles into stepping stones. It transforms challenges into training grounds for greatness. Persistence also inspires others. People may doubt your words, but they cannot deny your consistency. When they see you keep moving forward despite setbacks, they begin to respect you, even if they don't say it. Your persistence speaks louder than your promises. It says, I am committed. I am unstoppable. I will not be broken. That kind of spirit becomes contagious, and it has the power to lift not just you, but everyone around you. Above all, persistence creates momentum. What starts as small daily efforts begins to build into unstoppable energy. One step leads to another. One victory leads to the next. Even when progress feels invisible, persistence ensures you are moving forward. And as long as you keep moving, no matter how slow, you are getting closer to your destination. Your why is stronger than any how. Why is the engine that drives your life. It is the reason you wake up early, the reason you stay up late, and the reason you push yourself when no one else is watching. Without a strong why, the journey becomes too heavy, the obstacles feel too big, and the sacrifices seem too painful. But when your why is strong enough, it gives you energy you didn't know you had, courage you didn't think you could find, and faith that carries you through the storms. Every great achiever you admire is fueled by a powerful why. Some are driven by the desire to create a better life for their family. Some are motivated by the need to prove that they are more than the labels the world placed on them. Others are fueled by a vision so compelling that they would rather die trying than live without pursuing it. The how, the method, the plan, the strategy matters, but without a why, the how falls apart. A strong why also keeps you grounded in the moments of struggle. When you feel tired, when you feel like giving up, your why reminds you, this is why you started. It whispers to you in the dark nights of doubt, telling you to take one more step, to hold on a little longer, to keep believing when everything around you screams to quit. The how may change 100 times, but the why remains steady. It is the anchor in chaos and the compass in confusion. Your why is also personal. No one else has to understand it. No one else has to agree with it. It belongs to you. People may question your path, but they cannot take away your reason. That's why it's so important to identify what truly drives you. Is it freedom? Is it impact? Is it security? Is it legacy? Once you discover your why, you unlock a force within you that makes obstacles look smaller and sacrifices feel lighter. A strong why also turns pain into fuel. When you have a clear reason, setbacks don't break you. They build you. Hardship doesn't destroy you. It deepens your resolve. You stop seeing challenges as punishments and start seeing them as preparation. The bigger your why, the more unstoppable you become. Because when the reason is bigger than the excuse, you will always find a way. And here's the beauty, your why grows with you. As you achieve one goal, your why may expand into something greater. It evolves, it matures, and it pulls you toward higher levels of living. But the principle never changes. Your why must always be stronger than your how. Because if the reason is powerful enough, the method will reveal itself. Adapt like water. Water is one of the most powerful forces on earth, not because it resists, but because it adapts. It flows around rocks. It fills every gap. It carves valleys through mountains. That's the mindset you must carry in pursuit of your goals. Be like water. When life blocks your path, you don't stop. You don't freeze. You don't complain. You adjust, you shift, you adapt, and you keep moving toward your destination. Flexibility is your strength, but adaptability is your superpower. Adapting like water means refusing to be defined by one situation. Just because life pours you into a new container doesn't mean your essence changes. You may shift roles, environments, or methods, but you never lose your purpose. Water takes the shape of whatever holds it, but it never loses its identity. In the same way, no matter how many times life reshapes your circumstances, you remain who you are, and your goal remains where you are headed. Life is unpredictable, and the faster you accept that, the more unstoppable you become. Some people crumble when things don't go as planned because they expect the journey to be smooth. But when you adopt the mindset of water, you expect the unexpected. You understand that storms will come, obstacles will rise, and circumstances will change. But instead of fighting against them, you learn how to flow through them. That's what gives you endurance when others quit. Adapting like water also means staying creative. Water doesn't argue with the rock in its path. It simply finds another way around. Likewise, when your plan collapses, you don't waste time arguing with reality. You open your mind, you think differently, and you find another way to win. Creativity flows in those who refuse to stay stuck. The moment you let go of rigidity, new opportunities appear that you could never see before. There is also a quiet strength in adaptability. Water does not roar, but it reshapes landscapes. It doesn't force its way through in an instant, but over time it moves mountains. Adaptability is not always loud, it's consistent. It's the willingness to keep pressing forward, little by little, even when progress feels invisible. Just like water, your adaptability may seem gentle at first, but given enough time, it becomes unstoppable power. Adapting like water is about mastering the art of adjustment without losing momentum. It's about knowing that you can bend without breaking, shift without surrendering, and change direction without abandoning your dream. That mindset transforms challenges into opportunities and makes you unstoppable. Because no matter how life shifts around you, you will always find a way to keep flowing forward.